Hello, welcome to Tabletop Game Talk with me, Chris Steele. Today we're going to play one of my favorite roll and writes, and I'm going to allow you guys to play along with me if you'd like, and that is going to be Railroad Inc. I'm going to quickly go over the rules. There's a link in the show notes down below to where you can get a sheet so you can follow along, or at least play along, and that's what we're doing today. So the sheet that you may play with, if you download it, it's going to look like this. It actually is two sheets next to each other. And I'll use this as an example because it's easier to kind of point to what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how to score the game, or how to play the game. But I will be using this sheet here. And what I'm going to do is quickly go over the rules again and let you know how to play. I'm going to roll the dice like so, and then I'll take these dice and place them over here in the camera so that you can also play with these same dice. And the alien ship should go like that. And then we're all going to take our turns together. I'll use this roll as an example of how to play. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to connect as many of these routes here to other exits. So anything with an arrow is an exit. Let me switch over here for a sec. And you can see that there's 3 exits per side. And you want either, for this one here, this is a railroad, and you want these railroads to connect to other railroads. There are ways of making the highways to connect to railroads, but we'll cover that in a second. These are highways, again, railroads. The way that we're going to score this is we're going to look at all of the sets of exits that are connected together. So if you happen to connect these two, these are pretty easy. That's 2 exits connected. That's going to give you 4 points. If you connect all 12 exits in the same route, that's not easy. That's going to give you 45 points. But you could have a 2, a 4, a 3, and then you're going to have, in that case, 24 points because you're just going to add up for the route, the 2 connections, the 3 connections, and the 4 connections. So that's what our first score box is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to score the longest highway we have. This is the longest contiguous highway. You get 1 point per square. Same thing for railroad, 1 point per square. Then we have the center. You're going to get 1 point per square for each square in the center that's filled up. Finally, you're going to lose 1 point for each path that doesn't have an exit. So it's not going into an exit location, or it's not going into a junction that can stop the road. And then the star is our expansion. That's our expansion die. That'll be aliens collecting sheep. So back here, if we had this roll right here, I would need to start with any die I want. It doesn't really matter, but I need to start from an existing path. And all of those paths right now are exits. So I might take, let's say I'm going to take this here. Draw that. You don't have to be an artist to play the game, but it helps, right? So this is this symbol here used like this. Now, all of these dice, you can draw them rotated or mirrored. So however you need to do it, as long as, it has, in this case, there's 3 highway exits and it's connected in the middle, that's fine. It can be rotated or mirrored. This one, yeah, all of these here are the rotation, and the mirror is the same thing. But there's some of them where you may have to mirror it and it's not the same thing. So that's the first die I decided to do. The second die, I'm just going to do this straight right here. And then I'm going to do continue right here. And this here is this die here. This is a crossover, which means this railroad doesn't connect to this highway, but it's going over or under, whatever the case may be. This, however, is a junction. This can actually connect highways to railroads. Now, where I want to place this, that's a tricky call here. Maybe I want to place it, well, let's actually place it right here. I don't know if this is a good idea, but it's the first turn, and there you go. So that is me drawing the 4. This, I should have probably started out. This is not an actual round. Actually, no, it is. It is. This is the first round. Use these dice. Do whatever you want to do with them. I'm teaching you as I would teach anyone. Just, start drawing. This here is the UFO die. Now, the way the alien die works is there will be several sides of this die that have little sheep on them. And each one of those has a junction. These are actually all four sides. Rotate through there. So you have two that have railroad endings. Oh, actually, no. One highway ending, one railroad ending, one highway L with a railroad coming out, and one railroad L with a highway coming out. So that's your four sides here. For each sheep that is in a row or column, so let's say that I placed my UFO here. All of the symbols from here do not need to connect to something that already exists. You can put them any place you want. You still have to be careful because you can create a lot of dead-end routes if you just place them willy-nilly. But right now, I'm just going to place my UFO directly in the center. So this is already giving me 1 point because of this here. But now for every sheep that's in this row or this row, I'm going to get a point. Actually, I think I get 2 points for each one. So the way this one works, scoring, you're getting 2 points for each sheep that the UFO can reach. And that's it. That's the extras for this. So that was round 1. And whenever we take a turn, we mark up here in the corner the round number that the item was placed. I'm going to switch out pens. This pen's not bad, but it's not great. So I'm going to switch to this one. So that's round 1. Let's do round 2. Same thing. Rolling the dice. And then putting them over here like so. And again, you need to draw all of the white dice. And you can, if you want, draw the black die. So for me, I'm letting you guys think for a second while I think. And we were trying to connect all these exits. So if I were to... Okay, so I'm going to do this. So my artistic abilities are great. And then I'm going to do this one here. This over here. 2, 2. And that one's a tricky one. I don't want to put the railroad anywhere that's currently connected. Actually, we'll do it here. Right, and then we have the L, which we will do this. All right, now we have to decide if we want to place a sheep. And this here is going up and down. Actually, this works out quite well, because I can place this here and draw my little sheep. All right, and this is all round 2. So what this does here is this actually ends the railroad line. I don't need to worry. This isn't a dead end. This railroad just goes through here. Now, this railroad actually does not connect any exits. So that's probably not a great thing I just did, because it only has one exit here and there's no other exits coming out of this, except for this junction box here connects the railroad to the highway. So this actually does connect to here. So I have 1, 2 exits here. So that's fine here. This is not connecting to another exit. So this is doing nothing at the moment. And I get 2 points for the sheep because it's in the row with the UFO. Okay. Next round 3. And I should mention, you can use these here. In any round, you can use one, but you can only use 3 of them. Also, with the alien expansion, you can mark, and you have to mark off. You can't use the same one twice, so you can mark off whatever. With the alien expansion, you can actually cross one off, but instead of using that, you can draw a UFO. So if no UFOs were coming up, but you had sheep all over the place, you could still do that. Right now, I don't want to use any of these, so I won't. All right. Got another sheep here. That's cool. Well, I think I might actually use the sheep next. So we're going to do this here. And make ourselves another sheep. And then, let's see, how do we want to do the other ones? Is it end junction? Ooh, this actually could be good here. And we have one straight railroad. So we'll let that one go here. And then we have one more of the L junctions. Let's put that here. Out of 3. You know, this here. Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping for another one of these so I can put it up there. But I still think I want that one there. Actually, no. And since I'm still in round 3, obviously I can change my mind. So I'm going to put this one up here instead. It's still going to get me the sheep point. But then I don't have to worry about connecting that. And this can go off to other locations if I'd like it to. All right, so that was, and just to kind of sanity check, you just can count the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice for round 3. So I know that I've used all the dice. I can double check to make sure that I used all the right dice. But we did, so now we're going to round 4. Remember, this game only has 6 rounds, so I need to start getting these things connected, because right now, this path here has no other exits connected to it, which is not a very efficient way of building paths. Okay. We have another UFO. Oh, the crossover is not going to be great. The railroad, again, for me, is not great. Could be great for you. Actually, we'll do this for the railroad. The straight railroad, I think I'm just going to have to come out from one of these. Maybe I'll just come right here. Let's see, the crossover for the highway. Let's get into here. Looks more like a river than a highway, but it needs some construction work. And we did get an end cap, but not on the die I wanted. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that highway end here so that I don't get a negative point for having that missing. All right, so I'm not using the alien die this round. Actually, I don't know why I wouldn't. Because I'm not really going to get probably here. So putting the alien in the middle is actually not a terrible idea. Actually, I think I'm going to do that here. I'm going to put the little UFO right here. All right. Now this is round 4. We have 2 more rounds left. So really I'm kind of looking up here. Do I want to use any of these? Because this could be very useful. I would love to get these 2 things connected. And with the top ones I can, but there's always 4 exits from them. So you can create a lot of dead ends if you're not careful and able to connect those things eventually. So 2 more rounds. Is it worth it to take the risk? I think it probably is. And I think I'm going to extend this one here. And I'm just going to go highway. So we're going to use this. We're going to use this one. I'm going to cross this one off here. I'm going to draw this like so. And again, this is on 4. So my hope is I can connect this here and then connect that there, but we'll see what the dice do for us. How was your map going? Does it look anything like mine? Probably if you're being influenced, but if you're just looking at your board instead of looking at mine, then you could have a completely different map. All right, let's see what we get here. Our alien die is not being interesting. Not at all. There's no interest in this. I just keep rolling. There's two sides with the UFO. So there's basically a 1 in 3 chance that I'm going to get the UFO. But it's still giving me points. So I actually don't mind so much because every time I place a UFO in the center here, I'm going to get a point for it. So that's not terrible. I still haven't gotten the bend that I want, which is not great. But I did get this junction here. So this is actually going to be nice because now I'm closer to a highway. This is in 5. And I have the straight highway. Again, looks more like a river, which is 5, which is nice. I have a straight railroad. If I go up here, this is actually a dead end, or it would give me a -1 point. I might end up having to do that anyway. I do have this crossover piece that I still have to draw 2, though, which can be treated as a straight. Maybe I go up this way. And this is where I start looking up here, too, because there could be a usefulness of combining things together. I've drawn the angle and the straight. I need the straight railroad and the crossover. If I do, I kind of want a highway in. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this one here. This is an angle, which allows me to bend this road around. Then these are railroads. This is on 5, and then I can use the straight railroad to go here, which is 5. And then I have the crossover with the railroad that goes from both sides. This is probably going to end up, well, this is definitely going to cost me a point because I won't be able to complete this. So this is already, I can just mark it here as basically as an X that won't connect. I have a chance of getting this connected, though. It's not a great chance, but there's a chance there. So I've used all of my things. So I can 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, I'm missing 1. Nope, I just forgot to write the 5 here. Okay. So I've used all of the white dice, plus I used a special here. Now I can use one more special. I'll most likely use it on the last roll because this is our last roll. And we'll see if I can get connected. I really want an angled highway here. I want a T. Well, I needed an exact. I want to connect all those things, but it's not looking terrible. It's okay, depending on what I roll. I don't think I like this roll, and we have another UFO. So that is not great. That actually is not great. Oh, I didn't write the UFO from last round, but that's okay. I will do that here. And this will be a 6 for this round. Okay. Actually, do I want to put that there? No. Let's put this here. And at least then I'll get that point twice. So each UFO counts twice. So this is round 6. This is our last round. Did we get what we needed? Not really. Oh, wait. This is not too bad. All right, so this here can be a junction change. So that is round 6. Now we have an angle, which I will put here. Well, that round 6. We have a straight. Where would we want to put that straight? If we put it here, make the highway. So this one here is problematic for me because there's 4 different ways that this can end, and I don't have a good way of making that happen. So here's where I actually start taking penalty points just so I can get these routes connected as much as possible. Oh boy. So if I draw here, I'm going to at least get a point, but then I'm going to lose 3 points trying to place this one there. I have used the bend, I've used the junction. I haven't used one of these yet. The straight is just going to be a -1 no matter where I put it. And if I use any of these, I'm going to get some pretty decent minus points too. So I think the most important thing though is to connect this here. So I'm actually going to use this one here and connect this. So this one is going to be a minus points, but now I've connected these to all the other routes, which is good. So that's our 6. We want to do, now I need to use the straight and the cross. You know something, I'm not going to place this one here just yet. Let's use the cross here. And here. And then I'm going to use the straight. Oh. I'm going to use the angle. Connect that to here. And then the straight could basically go anywhere, but because it's going to be a minus no matter what. But basically this minimizes the number of dead ends I have. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've used 6. So I've used all of my dice. I'm good. I know that this is an X, X, and X. All right, so now we're going to do scoring. Scoring, I've kind of filled these out as I was going, but each path that doesn't go to an exit or doesn't end in a junction is going to get an X. And just making sure I have all of my paths marked. Yes. So you just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll start with the negatives. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check our exits and see how many of these are connected. So this is connected to all of this. This is connected here, so that's connected. This is connected. This is connected. This is connected to there. And yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exits that are all connected either by junctions or by a road. So that's 6. 6 is going to give me 20 points. But I also have these 2 here, so that's an additional 4 points. So I'm going to get 24 points. Now we're going to do longest road, and that's the longest contiguous road. Junction boxes don't break that, so that would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I just noticed that I missed this, which is fine because I accidentally erased that. So I have 9 connections here. It doesn't matter that these are also connected. It's the longest route. So if there's a longer route, then you can mark that, but there you go. Railroad looks like it's going to be much shorter. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 is the highest here. Do I have anything higher than 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So railroad's going to give me 4. My center squares, I got 8 points. And then let's recount the X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So minus 9. And then for our UFO captures, this UFO gets 2 points here, 2 points there for a total of 4. This one here gets 2 points here, so a total of 6. This one doesn't get anything, so just 6. And now we do math in our head. So this is going to be 30, 42. Okay, not bad for an on-camera score. And that is the answer to, the universe and everything and all of that kind of stuff. So that's Railroad Ink. I'm sure that your score probably did better. And go back, watch again, draw new routes, and see what happens. It's a little cheaty if you plan on which routes are coming up or what comes next. But try to maximize your score. See what you can do. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next video. Bye.